Hi, welcome to a2zknowledge.com. So today we are going to discuss about what is neural network. So in the domain of data science, in the market of data science, we have so many jargons that people use like artificial intelligence, neural networks, deep learning, machine learning. So end of day, all these are same. So what I'm going to give an input, and that input can be an audio, video, images, or it can be a text file. So my algorithm has to predict something and it has to give me the output. So this is what data science is all about. So here, neural network. So what is neural network? So that is what we are going to see. I'm going to repeat once again. So data science, deep learning, machine learning, and AI, whatever the neural networks, end of day, all are same. Okay, now let me give an example with some diagrammatic kind of and simple presentation. So if you see like the term neural networks, right? This has been inherited from the biological term what we call neurons. So in brain we have the component or the part, the internal mechanism called neurons. The neurons is something like holds the information whatever it has been stored in the memory so far, and these neurons are kind of interconnected with each other memories. Okay, so here whenever the input comes, this neurons will work and it will fetch the data from the specific memory point of our brain. This is how I see the definition with respect to the medical terms. Okay, so they have used the same kind of concept to implement in the computer application side, and here it's artificial, right? So we call it as an artificial intelligent. So they tried kind of simulate the same structure of the neurons and the stuff in the artificial intelligence, and these neurons will work as a network. So that's the reason we call it as a neural network. So developing an artificial intelligence application is like you are training a kid. Okay, so there is a kid and the kid doesn't know anything, and you have to train it, right? So you need to say what you need to do and you should not, right? So those things you are training. So the same way you have to develop your applications. So it's not like I developed an application and the day when I'm trying to do I'm giving all the inputs and I'm expecting that should be get predicted. I'm building a chatbot for stock prediction, stock market prediction. It's something not like the day I develop it, I can launch it in the market. Even if you take Google Voice, took 7 years for the development and the training, right? So such a big company took this much amount of time to develop an application. So it's not all about the development, it's all about training the application. You have to train it. So the end goal is you train the application, you give some data set and train it, right? So it's not like I'm teaching everything to the kid, right? So something whatever I know I'm just teaching to the kid. In future, based on the new experience, it is learning on those experience, and that kid is gonna teach to someone else in the future, right? It's not like you have to teach everything. So you have to teach as much as possible, and then the kid has to learn on its own, right? So this is what we call it as a like artificial intelligence with respect to self learning. It has to learn from the previous issues or the experience what it has faced. If a new input comes and it has to learn by itself. Okay, you can ask me who will take care of developing an application that will have the ability to learn on its own. So you have to do that. So we have to build such an algorithm to our applications. Okay, now imagine there is a brain. Okay, this brain doesn't tasted broccoli and candy. So it's like my first time I'm just seeing it. So I didn't hear about these two before, and I have never tasted it. But seeing these two, it's like attractive for me. So my brain gives the equal importance for both the product. Right here in the mind we call it as importance, right? So I'm just showing you two products, and you like the product one. That means you are giving more importance to it, and that is what we call it as a weightage with respect to the neural networks. So first time seeing the neural means these two products, and I'm giving the weightage as 100. So you don't worry about the count 100. It's just an assumption. I'm just giving some amount of number. Okay, and I'm giving 100 for both. And here I'm gonna take the job called taste it. I just want to taste. So forget about this is healthy and this is unhealthy, but that is not the requirement. So I'm going to taste it first. So if you see the second phase, so I don't know anything about the broccoli and candy. Now my brain is like tasting broccoli, and then all of a sudden I come to know, okay, the taste is not good and I'm not gonna like. And if you see here, the weightage has been totally reduced to 1. The weightage can be reduced to any number, but I'm just showing getting the minimum number one, and the second time I'm just eating candy, I'm just tasting candy, my brain testing it, and all of a sudden I like it, right? So my weightage is still 100 and it is not reduced. So this information is gets stored in your mind as a neurons, and then later, like whenever you show me broccoli and candy, my preference goes to candy because I liked it and I have already experienced it. Now imagine if a new thing comes, right? So if a new input comes and I have never tasted it, so it's all about you have to taste it and you need to know that, because no one has loaded the data before in my mind saying that broccoli is not good and candy will be very nice. So what I have done, I have tasted it on my own and then I've just learned it on my own, right? So that is how it has to be. So whatever the data that someone gives to me, I know about it means no problem, right? I can search in my mind and I come to know, okay, this is good, this is bad, but it is something new, right? So your algorithm and the application has to be in that way. It has to be get developed by training with some data set, and if a new data comes into picture, the algorithm need to have the capability to develop, to learn on its own and give the output. Okay, so this is something we have to develop, but this is how the neurons and the neural networks works actually. Now I can show you this diagram. This is a diagram which I have downloaded from the internet. Says that the people in the biological world, they are saying this is how in the brain the neurons will work. So the glittering points are like a memories, and that is something connected with each other as a network. And whenever a new input comes, and these neurons will work together and it will fetch the information from our mind. So this is a kind of a rough definition. I just saw in the Google. I'm just saying that to you. And this is the diagram that you are very familiar with internet world when you search for neural network, and this is what you will get. And this is the input layer, and the hidden layer is all about whatever the algorithm you write is called the hidden layer. And finally, what is the expected output? The input can be an image or audio or video. You have to recognize the numbers in the image, or you have to recognize the face in the image, whatever it is. So that information will be just connected as a links to all the circle, we call it as a node. Okay, so that will be connected to all the node which consists of the piece of informations that you have already loaded, or here this algorithm has to learn on its own, and then that has to be get stored in the node for the upcoming informations, right, for upcoming reference. So you can ask me this question. People used to ask this. So for example, if my application, I'm giving a particular amount of data, and before I never trained with that data to my application, so I'm just giving a data, very new data to my application, what will be my output? So whether I will be getting the success output or not. So that is something I can tell you, like there is a chance of 50-50 success and failure cases, because as I said, when I see broccoli and candy, I don't know which is tastes good. First I'm going for broccoli, and I then only I come to know that is not good, right? So the same way your application can, if the data you have never trained it, so initially you will get some wrong outputs. So that is the reason I'm just asking you to train it as much as possible by giving data. You are developing a chatbot for a banking domain, and develop and give all the data related to that domain and develop it and train it. And I'm giving a data for my share market a prediction. So with that respective data you have to feed and you have to train. So this is a diagram that generally people used to show with respect to neural networks. As I told you, the hidden layer is all about the algorithms what you write in it. So in upcoming video, I'm going to show you the sample data science programs, the neural networks programs, and then I can show you some applications as well. And thanks for watching A2Z knowledge.com. The main aim of this video is to just to show you, tell you what is neural networks is all about. So and I'm repeating again the different jargons that people use to point: data science, AI, DL, deep learning, neural networks. End of day, everything is same, comes under data science, and that's it. So thanks for watching A2Z knowledge.com. We provide videos in two languages, English and Tamil. We have so many tech videos, not only neural networks, we have other languages, databases, cloud computing, both practical and theoretical. So just stay in touch with us, just watch all the videos, and please subscribe our channel and forward this to your friends and colleagues. So thanks for watching.